I bet you wondered how we got here. And that in itself is a really dumb story. They started off pretty much just me revisiting the first deck I built and just beating the shit out of this guy. But hey, story for the day. Stay tuned and let's see how we got here. Let's go! Alright, thanks for tuning in. Today going to be something a bit different. I normally do archetype videos on the weekend, but with the new set coming out during this week and I'm feeling a bit burnt, I think I'll just be a bit nostalgic and I decided to play some more with one of the first decks I built in Pokemon, my actual first deck, where I just picked up some spares that my friend had and I found it really cool and made better by the fact that most players in the local game so didn't like flipping coins. So I built this entire deck where the premise was flipping coins. So either from hop hip go straight up to jump bluff to do damage, you have to actually flip coins and get heads. Or tails, I think. I don't remember. My point is, it really hard to actually get damage on it, and then I added in, there was Glimmora, the one where you had to flip a coin and deny them a prize. Amazing. They hated playing this deck so much. And that got me thinking, with all the burnout and stuff and my time running short, why I actually play these games and stuff like that. Like, what type of decks do I actually like and why I doing this? And that's what remind me of that, the fact that my main thing in these games is just creativity. I never really like playing meta decks or people saying this is the best deck to win, everybody have to play this or you lose. I would most of the time, just from even Yu-Gi-Oh days, where I was just like basically now to a teenager, I would build the decks that people wouldn't want to play because I find it not good. And I like, this is a really good card, so I find a way to use it. And I would just go out and way to just make the most obscene, possibly like borderline hard deck to play that I alone might be able to play, but the deck does win and does what it does. Because even my last Yu-Gi-Oh deck before I stopped playing, a good few years ago, that was just before they did the pendulums, was this ridiculous banish deck with a really old card called Soul Absorption and a combo with Necroface and a Chaos Field card where I used to just steal every card from opponent's deck and use their very expensive cards, because that was when Rescue Rabino came on. That was like 900 TT, so around 150 US dollars, and I'm not paying that much, so I'll just steal yours and you stop upset people so much. And like, even though I wasn't in all the tournaments I entered in Yu-Gi-Oh, I would be like top 3, even if it was like five tournaments max I entered, but there's nobody in the store that could play me. I reached the point where no one would play me because it was a miserable match and they wouldn't win. And even the folder I have right now for my Magic stuff, there's a folder I won in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then when I stopped, I entered Magic because Yu-Gi-Oh! Started getting more restrictive. The creativity and the openness of Magic is what drew me to the game. And still, even in that, like, creativity was number one, even though people like, oh, this is the strongest thing, this is not that good. I would make a deck with damn near anything I found funny. And then recently got into Pokemon last couple of years was this deck. And same thing, even right now, the decks I use is cards people find not good on their own or a strategy that doesn't work. And I just like proving people wrong. Even my collection, because I don't really have too much SIRs and all of that. Only stuff I pull, the only thing I actively sought was the SIR Frostlass. And that was because most people didn't like the art and didn't like Frostlass and called it shit when it came out. I loved it, so I made my mission to collect every SIR possible. And I think I have damn near most of the ones in the country, buying the ones I gave to particular people. And that's it. One to my friend, one to a kid who that's his favorite Pokemon, one to I think another friend, and I lent a guy one in return for him actually giving me another one that he has. So when he stops playing deck, I'll get another Frostlass. And fuck everybody because they didn't like it, they didn't find it good, and now it's good. Because I often find that I point out cards being good and I feel like people don't listen to me until they see a pro play it and then everybody suddenly is in love with a card. And that brought me back to this deck, because right now this deck is pretty shit. And right now playing against Charizard, one of the most powerful decks in the format. And this is literally a tournament build Charizard based on all the cards I see so far. And again, just going to show that any deck could win. It's not a matter of anything. You just put enough love and attention into a deck and you have a chance of winning. Again, some have better chances than others, but that doesn't really deter me from saying, hey, this deck can't possibly win. Like, no, this deck could win. Give it a good chance. And at this point, I want to know why that do 60 instead of 90 damage. And that's pretty interesting. Because his resistance is to rock and not grass, and that attack does 90 damage. And I'm just looking at it and wondering, how is he not just walking over me? Because my damage cap in this deck is like 30 and then 90. So if he goes up all the way, I don't have really much to do against him. But yeah, keep trying. Because again, my funny thing is that you have to flip a coin to get damage. So no matter how big you are, you can't really get over this. You have to play my game. And one of the most fun decks in this recent format for me was Iron Tones. Because where I like, that's a deck by itself. Like, no, I played with other things. No, pure Iron Tones. And then before I could put the deck together, because I think how to sort it properly, it was in a tournament. I'm like, hey, you might deck your talking about the Iron Tones? Yes, somebody played in a tournament. Like, what? Really? And I saw the sounds like, damn, somebody beat me to it. So I built the deck, my own way, adjusted it, and that was a terror for a while. I still have it. That's one of my favorite decks right now. I'm still going to run it at some tournament. Then I had Okie Dokie when it came out, and I was just thinking, this card really good. I just need some stuff to break it. I need to just put time into it. And that became my dog and bears deck, Okie Dokie. Again, all people talking shit about it locally. Now they all just like, you really intend with that shit again, that fucking shit. Up to the point where a man say he not playing again because I'm using he don't like playing the game anymore. Because he not having easy matches. Because they're accustomed with all the meta decks and just seeing it, and you have to actually read and think through your plays against me. That's a hard thing for me. And as you can see here, I'm going to get 90 damage. So again, that was supposed to get knocked out before. But oh well. Not as serious. And then I saw Celestin came out, and same thing. Most of the cards are drawn to things people find not good on their own. It came out like, that's pretty powerful, but the damage weak. And I was like, yeah, but it's a very strong effect. It's like, nah, it's not that strong. It can't play it by itself, and it evolve up on all. I was like, it's very strong by itself. And everybody trying to like accelerate or mix it with other stuff. Then the stand that came out on live here, where they put it with Monkey Dory, and I was like, why people keep trying to like water it down? Just play it as close to pure as possible. And again, put some elbow grease into that. And now I have my Jellies deck, which again, super good, like 70% win rate, all the way up to Arceus, and very few situations where it loses unless a brick or get a god awful hand. And again, that can happen with any deck. I'm really going to go up to literally 1 prize using this piece of shit. Alright. So I just taking this as confirmation. I should just play what I find fun. And because I question for a while now if I should actually play more meta decks. Because for 1 month out of this year, I decided to play a meta deck. It won just about the same as more other decks, but it was just awful. Oof, this is rough. That's rough. You're gonna lose your hand and 2 prizes, and I'm going on 1 and you on 5. And I am pretty set up here where I can take out almost anything you have. One Pokemon loaded up. Damn. That's rough. That's rough. Best you can do is high, Now, will get me more cards, so I have no complaints with that. There we go. So unless that evolves, 1 attack, and I am in. But damn. And again, this deck is the most powerful deck in the format. it's not even a meta deck. This is just literally just off of memes and off of me just fucking around. Alright, Zad, let's see what you do. I overdue for losing a Pokemon, so let's see. I think he'll knock him out. Here's our boss. I guess he might boss the EX and lose something off his bench, but I don't see why he would do that. I don't know. Okay. I like Skiploom. That's no problem. Either way, we just need a single boss and one hit to that little shit, and we off. And he has to knock out at least 4 Pokemon to win this game. And each of the 4 Pokemon he needs to do a coin flip, or he needs to use a boss to pull something that wouldn't give a coin flip. Okay, first knockout. That was like 4 attacks, so that's fine. So, thinking about why nothing too exciting in Mega Set yet, I think it's purely because no one talks shit about cards in Mega Set as much as usual, or call anything bad, so they have nothing that are particularly drawn to right away at this point in time. But we'll see about that. We'll see if there's any changes, in my opinion, later on. But I don't see anything that just screaming for me to build right now. So I will look into it and see what's interesting. But with regards to that playing meta for the month, it was okay, but it wasn't that fun. So I didn't really enjoy that much. So I don't think I'll actually play meta like that, where you're using a standard build or best tournament deck. I much rather it's a good archetype, it's a good Pokemon line like Dragapult, but I'll do my own take on it and stuff that I see really good. Because before they did this multiple monkey in the deck, I was saying before they did this Luminous Energy heavy Dragapult deck, I was saying that way before, and I was ignored until they saw it in the tournament. Now everybody runs that build, and it's just my friend group who sees it and it's like, "Ain't you call this?" Like, yeah, but again, toot in your own horn. Because that's one of the driving factors of me starting a YouTube channel. Because I would make some decks and eventually they would come out with someone else has the idea. At least this we have a timestamp where like, well, I was playing this way before and it's pretty good. Or even somebody come across a deck with their favorite Pokemon that out of everybody else calling shit. I very, very much would like to have some people see me playing something that no one else is playing, and that is what drives them to actually start the game or play the game or make a deck, because they've seen a favorite Pokemon, and every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon. So that was mostly it. So it's not the usual video with me just all hype and excited, but there's a reason why I have the channel and why I'm playing and all of that. And the thing is, I have a lot of adults who get into Pokemon as a hobby and like that bit of nostalgia and member berries, and they have some feelings towards it being a children's game, and a lot of things are getting better at the game because it is a learning experience for some. I would say, not really, just do what you enjoy what you do, and that usually leads to like better outcomes. Damn, alright, yeah, the boss. I need one boss though. It'd be nice to actually win this game. But let's see. Here's the luck in my game. Alright. Good end to our video. Hope you enjoy this little chat. I'll see if I'll do some more in the future. And thanks. Hope I didn't bore you too much. Good night and bye. And keep trying, guys. That's all the best you could do. Again, thanks for tuning in. Fuck me. Fuck this game. Bye.